you know, with due attention to the explanations that we told you, we can create the worksets here as a kind of example. If I am a kind of structural engineer here, I can have a kind of discipline for structure. As a kind of architecture, I can make a discipline for myself. As a kind of mechanical engineer, we can just have the workset related to myself. So we can use a kind of way. There is one way that, for example, for central file, that each user that create a kind of local file for itself, like the thing that we did before in here. Every work based on the standard or works of the project will be explained. By this way, the ownership of the local thing that has been created actually is just for itself, and it can lend it to other people. We have another way, and that is all of the worksets BIM manager can create in central file that for management of or for better management actually to those people that have created the local file before. It can lend the workset to them in central, for example. By this way, the BIM manager, it can be sure that each user is just working on its own workset that has been allocated to itself based on the work that is related to that user. But in first form, the user can create the local file for itself. And let me go for the first form. At first, let me just click on new and str dash model. Let me define it in here, and let me click on OK. As you can see, the my name has my username, of course, has got added to that. And here we can edit it. Here above here we have active workset in here. If you've created a kind of workset, and if I click on OK, it will give me a message, and it will tell me that do you want, for example, to activate the last workset that you created before. In here, let me just if I don't add the workset in here, if I click on OK, it will give me a message. It's not important. For example, the default in here, it will give me this message that it will tell me that do you want to make the STR model workset the active workset instead of the first workset. You can say yes or no. Yes, just I created the workset. We have still workset number 1, or I can come here, or for example, I can say yes, activate it. So it is active. It is active in here. There's no difference for us, because if you don't do it, actually you can just activate the workset in here, or even down on here. There's no difference between them. So you have to be careful that the time that you're creating kind of workset in here and the time that you want to do a model, you have to go on exactly proper workset of that. So let me just go for here, synchronize for now, or from here, let me click on synchronize now. And actually the thing that we have done in here, we didn't do any kind of worksets in here. Just at first, the workset will be saved on local model, and then it will go on central model in here. In the continuation, the other users actually, when they create worksets and they sync them or synchronize by reading latest, for example, I can have access to the worksets of other users too. So in continuation, actually, I can go enter the other systems, and it will do this processing, and then we will just continue the work to show you that in other systems how we have to do settings in here. Let me go on system user A. In here, at first, just let me check the user at first. Time, it will be defined, and also the frequency will be on manual. Actually, the file location, for sure, the default path of the folder, actually the folder of local will be created in here. In all of the systems, it must be repeated. Actually, let me click on OK, and then we'll just return the first page. Let me click on open, and then actually I will go inside the server in here, central. Let me just close it for a while. Let me just put the folder next to that you can see it from the central. It will be copied next to this. And let me just put that next to each other. Let me just have a small setting on it, and then I will click on OK. I will go on server folder, central file. It will be selected. Create a new local is activated, and let me click on open. You can see a kind of copy has got created in here in local folder, and the local file is getting opened, as you can see. And in here in Workset, if you click on it, you will see the items in here. You can click on new in here, for example, like name for architecturing, for example, arc-model could be a name, and this user is activated. And for example, let me just click activate it and click on OK. Then I can just click on it, that the other users can see actually my work, and we can sync by central. Let me go on user B, and we will follow the same ways that we went before. So let me just put the folders next to each other, that we can see that the local folder that we have created is empty, and we can go file options. Actually in here, user B, we can set the name. We will set it on manual for frequency. Actually with the full file location, we will get sure that this folder has got created in here. I do it just, you can see it. Yes, we will go back again on the first page. We click on that, we'll go into the central folder, server, central folder, and then the file of central actually in here will be selected. And from down a page, you have to just check to create a new local, and we'll click on OK. And you see we have a copy in local folder in here, and it's got created, and the file is getting opened. Now if I go into collaborate or Workset and we click on it, I can see the last two users in here. I can just click on new, and for example, I can create my user in here in the name of electrical model, and this processing will be continued like this, and the synchronize must be clicked at the central. On central, it will happen. We will go on user C again. We will go on file options. Username will be checked. Actually, the frequency will be on manual, and then we will go on file location. Actually, in here, the default password using the path will be checked, and based on the need that we have, we will create a kind of local file folder for ourselves. We will go back again, return to the first page. We'll click on it. We will go on central folder, and the central file actually will be selected. The created new local is activated, open. And I'm just repeating this for every users that you see, and you can understand better. You see for actually user C, we have a folder. We will go collaborate Worksets, and you can see all three users are displaying in here. And for example, make plus model, this is the workset for this user, and we will activate it and click on OK. And after that, actually we will go on synchronize and we'll click on it. So this user was added into here. So again, we will go back on the main system from the collaborate, actually reload latest in here, and if here I will click on workset, we'll see that all of the worksets actually are have got placed in here. For example, I can see mechanical, STR, electrical, or architectural, and all of them have their special ownerships. For example, I cannot have addition on for example, other users, as you can see. Yes, as you can see, I can have just ownership of my specific user. If I want to have a kind of addition for other users, I have to send a request that they will accept it, and in other parts we will get familiar completely with these features. Of course, for now we got familiar how to create worksets.